You are welcome to New Focus Approach to Mathematics Basics 7. This is revised edition, and in this video we are looking at how we can identify and state relation or rule in a mapping using symbols. When we talk of mapping, we are basically looking at relationship between two sets, and the relationship must give us some kind of rule. For example, if I have a set called X and the elements in the set are 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we have a rule that says that, okay, for us to get Y, we should just square the X and then maybe add 1 to it. In that case, then the Y also becomes, if I put in 1, I'm going to have 1 squared plus 1 will give me 2. 2 squared plus 1, that is 4 plus 1, 5. 3 squared plus 1, that is 3 times 3, 9 plus 1, which is 10. And then 4 squared 16 plus 1, which is 17. And so this becomes the mapping. It means we are mapping some values in X to some values in Y. And we are using this rule, and this is the rule of the mapping. Now what we are going to do is that we will be given some kind of mapping, and we will state what kind of rule that the mapping is using. So here, can you supply the missing numbers to complete the mapping? What is the rule of the mapping? So when you observe the values of X and you observe the corresponding values of Y, what is the rule? So we can use that rule to generate the remaining values here. That is all we want to understand. Now we can do this by inspection and then provide some kind of symbols to represent. So let's see 1. 1 relate to 4. 2 relate to 7. 3 relate to 10. Now look at the Y values. From 4 I go to 7. From 7 I go to 10. What is the common difference here? You can say the common difference is 3. Okay, so if it is 3, that means that I can predict the next number that is coming here as 13, and I can predict as 16, 19, and then 21. This could be the value. So now, what is the rule here? What is the rule here? Now the rule, it means that to get a 4, something should be done to the 1 so that we can get 4. So, well, for 1, I don't know, maybe, okay, so if I say plus 3, I'm going to get this. But when I come here and I say 2 plus 3, I will not get this one. That means it is not just plus 3. There's something is happening. Okay, because I have a constant difference of 3, I can think of, say, okay, 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is this. 2 times 3, 6 plus 1 is 7. Good. So it means that I'm getting this particular pattern. That will be like, if I multiply the 3 by the X value and I add 1 to it, I get a result. Because if I multiply 3 by 3, it will give me 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. If I multiply 4 by 3, I get 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. And that is why we had 13 over here from the onset. And then again, 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1, 16. And it goes in that direction. So the rule of the mapping is that Y is equal to 3x plus 1. That means whatever be the value of X, okay, times 3 plus 1 will give me the value of Y. Let's do more examples. Look at this one. Find the rule of the mapping and use it to work out the value of N. So we want to look at the pattern that we see here. We generate the rule, then we use it to find the value of N. Okay, so from 1, I have 3. From 2, I have 6. And again, look at the pattern. If I add 3 to this, I get that. If I add 3 to this, I get that. But if I add 3 to, okay, yeah, because it follows 1, 2, 3 to work. So assuming 4 is here, and I add 3 to it, I'll get 12. Then plus 3, I'll get 15. Okay, so what is the rule here? Okay, so the rule is let's say, okay, if I multiply 3 by x, and okay, so let's see. So if I multiply 3 by x, I'll get the first one. 3 times 1 will give me 3, 3 times 2 will give me 6, 3 times that will give me, okay, so fine. So it means that if I multiply 3 by x, I get a y. So therefore y is equal to 3x, and that becomes the rule. Okay, so if that is the case, so what will be the value of n? Now the value of n is going to be y is equals to, or n is equals to, let me make it n, because now we want to find the value of n. N is equals to 3 times 13, and 3 times 13 will give us 39. So it means the n value will give you 39. Great. So another question I want you to think of is this: the rule of a relation is given by this time they've given you the rule. Use it to find the image of 4, then the value of x for which image is 11, and then the number x that maps onto 21. Okay, so here the rule says that for whatever value that you want for x, just multiply 2 times that x, and then you subtract 1, so you get the image of that. So the first one, if I have the image of 4, then I'm going to get 2 times 4 minus 1, and that will give us 8 minus 1, which is 7. So here the answer is 7, the image of 4. So it means that if there's a mapping and I have 4 here, its image will be 7. Now for what value of x that will give us the value of x for which the image is 11. Okay, so here the image is 11. What is the value of that? So we have this minus 1. So the image has been given, which is 11. So what is the value of x? So here, once again, we just do simple calculations by moving this to this point, or let's say add 1 to both sides, and we have 10 is equals to 2x. And so x becomes 5. That's dividing both sides by 2. So we get x to be 5. So here, it is 5. That will give us the image of 11. Then they said the number x that maps onto 21. The number x that maps onto 21. Again, here we have the image 21, and we want to find the x that maps onto that. So you add 1 to both sides, and you get here to be 20 is equals to 2x. Dividing both sides by 2 will give us x is equals to 10. So once again, the value of x that will map onto 21 is 10. Great. Well, so you can go ahead and solve more questions in the textbook. Thanks so much for watching.